There we go. Oh, what are you doing to me? Here we are.
What's that?
That's my camera. All right, I'm in reverse. Oh, somebody's coming. So you never rode in a Tesla?
No.
Yeah. They're it's electric, so you can hear it. There's no noise.
No, I don't hear nothing. Quiet as a mouse.
Yeah, and my wife is very, she's a quiet kind of person. This fits her personality. So you don't have your seatbelt on.
That truck of mine dings so loud you have to hook it up. Goes
It'll
ding,
start
ding, 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 ding.
It'll start to shock you one of these days. I was like, you didn't put your seatbelt on. Ah! All right.
A Jeep of ours the same way. Boy, it rings. Oh Christ! Some of bitch goes, don't it?
Oh, yeah.
My God, I can't believe it goes that way.
It's just silent but deadly. I'm telling you, it's one of the quickest things.
This thing would give your yellow car a run, wouldn't it?
Both of them. Problem with both of them, they're manual transmission cars, so I have to shift them.
Yeah.
Now I love the sound of a V8, and the way they rumble and
I do too.
feel, But there's something to be said for this. I think this is the future. Now,
Where do they sell these at?
you have to go online to order them in Ohio because there's only 3 dealerships. You can go test drive one in Columbus, Cleveland, or Cincinnati. But thanks to our great Ohio regulators, they have made it so there's only 3 dealerships, and there shall only be until the law is changed, because the American car manufacturers are terrified of how reliable these are, and they don't want Tesla selling directly to consumers. You don't go through a dealership, you go directly to Tesla to buy one, because they don't like that. They want to cement their position in the food chain. They want to make sure that you have to buy from a dealer, not from, say, Ford or, in this case, Tesla. They don't want Tesla.
I can see why they give you trouble.
Yeah, but you shouldn't regulate that, in my opinion.
That's going to stop one of these days.
It has to, because you know what? People are tired of going to the dealership and getting shafted for thousands of dollars and have nothing. It's just, I have friends. Oh, I took my car in for brakes. It's like $2,500 for brakes. And when I looked at what was done, it's like what I could have done in my garage for $150. I just no. People can't afford that.
How often do you have to plug this in?
We plug it in nightly. It charges at the rate of about 32 miles per hour. So in other words, in 8 hours, it would charge around 240 miles.
240 miles.
Yeah. You ready?
Jesus. I thought that truck of mine run, but it'd get left behind.
My GT500 would be a close one for this. Now, I'm pretty certain off the line I could get this car, but I got to shift sometime. This thing's got all its torque all the time.
This is automatic.
This is 1 gear. The transmission has 1 gear. It's just a gear reduction. So, 1 gear.
1 gear.
1 gear. There's like 12 moving parts in the drivetrain of this car.
Is that all?
Think about it, okay? So, if they get those 12 parts right, that's why the car comes with an 8-year, 300,000-mile warranty.
8 year.
8-year, 300,000-mile warranty.
300,000.
You heard it.
You got to be shitting.
No.
Well, this is what's going to happen with the world, I can tell you that.
Yeah. It isn't so bad, is it?
No.
Now, if Ford would make an electric Mustang like
Can you
this.
get electric when you're on the road to the gas stations?
All right, so superchargers is what you got to find out about. For Tesla, they have a thing you can charge it. It charges at a rate of about 200 miles an hour, depending 100 to 200,000 miles an hour, depending on how many people are using the charger. I've seen it charge at 250 miles an hour. So in other words, I sat there. I needed about 150 miles of range, and I got that in like 40 minutes. Okay, so it is not the same as gas.
This tells you your miles as you're going.
Well, this little thing here shows you your, that's how much battery. I got 253 miles of battery.
Oh.
And The other thing that's crazy, Ron, you got to see this. I'm going to put it in cruise here in a second. So let's set the cruise. Oh, it's telling me I can't see the lines on the road. It'll actually steer. It'll drive down the road and steer for you.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Yes.
You know,
So-
I'd be scared of that, though.
I am myself. I'm not.
You
I'm
got to be
comfortable
behind the wheel.
Yeah. Well, if you take your hand off the steering wheel, it warns you.
Well, there was a guy on TV. They showed
Sleeping, yeah.
He was sleeping,
Yeah.
and this woman told the police, "This guy's driving. He's asleep." And it
Yeah.
was one of these that steered itself.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally crazy.
I don't think I'd go to sleep.
Well, you know, that part of it's definitely a work in progress. You can tell because there are going to be some changes, but this part of it, the practical day-to-day electric car stuff, I kind of think is really cool, and I'm glad I got it for my wife, and then I borrow it whenever I'm home, kind of thing, and I think that's a good thing. So, yeah,
I can't believe how quiet it is.
yeah, it's so.
You don't even hear
smooth.
much road noise, even.
Yeah, they've done a good job with sound isolation.
Yeah.
It's extremely smooth. It's extremely quiet. This whole thing here, I'm not a big fan of the display. I think that it could have some knobs, and I think when Ford does their version of it, it will have a knob. That's a good thing, because Ford is coming out with a car very much like this. Unfortunately, they're calling it the Mustang, which is a huge mistake because it's not. It's an SUV, and I think most of us are tired of seeing SUVs. Let's just do a survey right here in a parking lot. There's a car, but SUV at the stoplight. SUV. Well, we're behind a sedan there, and there's one. So
Everything's SUV and pickups.
SUV and pickups. We're gonna live in a sea of bland horse crap. You
Yep.
know, pickup, SUV. There's all but SUVs at that convenience store.
I know.
I mean, don't get me wrong, choice is great, but when I go to Ford and I'm like, I want to buy another sedan for my wife, a Fusion, and there is only SUVs for sale, that's kind of stupid at that
They don't
point.
make these an SUV yet.
They have a Model X, it's called, and it's a big SUV. They have something coming out called the Model Y, which I think Ford wanted to preempt with their Mustang-like thing that they created. They call it the Mustang Mach-E. That's an SUV-like thing that the Model Y, I think Ford wanted to beat the Model Y to market. The Model Y will probably start shipping before.
They're going to have to come out with an SUV, and also they're
They
going to
have
come
them.
out with a pickup.
Oh, the pickup's
Because
about
I've
to
seen
be
it on
announced.
TV.
Yeah, very, very quickly it will be announced. And he's done a great job of keeping that pickup under wraps. Nobody knows what it looks like.
No, I want to see what it looks like.
So you think this is pretty practical, though?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's decent. I can't believe it.
Oh, how long you own cars, Ron? When you start driving?
So I owned my own car when I was probably 18.
18, and that was what year, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I was born in 32.
Wow. You're 5 years older than my mom. You're 80.
I'll be 88 in January.
87, 88. So you've been riding around driving cars for 70 years.
Oh, yeah.
So this,
First car I owned was a 1940 Nash.
and it had a,
Coupe.
like,
It was a 49 coupe.
did the Nashes come with 4
I
cylinders
bought
back
it for
then?
$50. Yeah,
Needs
$50.
Needs some work, I assume.
Yeah, but I drove that thing for 2 years.
Of course. Man.
Drove it for 2 years.
Well, so, future's bright, it's electric. Would you agree? Huh?
Huh?
Would you agree that the future is bright and it's electric? I think it is.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a really good time. Anyways, do you mind? I'm just gonna cut this as a video. Is that all right?
Yeah.